Boys and girls, welcome to Raygo, the home of all things music. Cheers. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to be checking out Johnny Cash and his song A Boy Named Sue. The other day, I reacted to Hurt, his cover that he did from 9 Inch Nails, and it was just absolutely insane. Like, I understand the rave about it. The video, the lyrics. I know Johnny Cash didn't write them, but the way he delivered them was almost like it was from his own life. It was insane. If you guys want to check that out, I also broke it down on the guitar and revealed why I think it's so powerful, because it's very minimal on the guitar. So go and check that out. I'll leave it pinned in the comments below, but watch after this. Because I watched that, it's only right we do more Johnny Cash. However, one of our subscribers by the name of Alan kindly donated to the channel and requested that I do this. So it's very fitting. Are we going to go down a Johnny Cash rabbit hole? Who knows? But we're going to check this out. He's playing with 2 other players. This is in '69. So when he was in his prime, ladies and gentlemen. Or was he in his prime in his 50s? You know what? Before I even get into this, let me actually have a little look at Johnny Cash and when he was born, because the guy intrigues me. He's known as an absolute legend. It's only right I know something about the man. Johnny Cash, born in 1932. So would he have been in his prime in '69? Probably not. Probably earlier. 42, 52, 62. Maybe the early 60s he was in his prime. However, musicians don't really, as you get older, it doesn't necessarily mean your prime's worse or off, does it? Some people can enter the prime in the 50s when it comes to music. You know, I think of that as U2. They started writing better songs as they got a bit older. Johnny Cash, born in '32, Kingsland, Arkansas. I used to say Arkansas like an idiot. To Carrie and Ray Cash. He had 3 older siblings, Roy, Margaret and Louise. Okay. I kind of want to know. No way. Cash was primarily of English and Scottish descent. His paternal grandmother claimed Cherokee ancestry, but a 2021 DNA test of Cash's daughter Roseanne on Finding Your Roots hosted a historian Henry Louis Gates Jr. found no known Native American markers. Gates said researchers instead identified sub-Saharan African DNA on her paternal side, originating from an unknown African ancestor. No way. That's crazy. In '54, Cash moved to Memphis, Tennessee. He sold appliances while studying to be a radio announcer. At night, he played as a guitarist. No way. He played with guitarist Luther Perkins and bassist Marshall Grant. Perkins and Grant were known as Tennessee 2. Cash worked up the courage to visit Sun Records studio hoping to get a record contract. That's mental. So the man he knew what he wanted and he went after it. That's one thing we know. But look, we'll do more research into the man once we go down the rabbit hole, because I know we will be doing such a thing. But today's about A Boy Named Sue. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch it and just see what's going on here. Let's get into this.
Much to Ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now I don't blame him 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars, I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I'd just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table, dealing stud, sat the dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother'd had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye.
Great voice.
He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Are you gonna die?" Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell you, I've fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss, and he went for his gun. I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I know I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name, and I said goodbye.
So
I knew
deep.
you'd have to get tough or die. And it's that name that helps to make you strong."
What a tone.
Yeah. He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue." Yeah, well, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun, called him a pa and he called me a son, and I come away with a different point of view.
Wow, great lyrics.
And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George, any damn thing but Sue. I still hate that name. Yeah.
Great story. Great lyrics. I mean, the song itself. Boom, boom. He's quite blues orientated, to be honest, Johnny Cash, from what I've heard. Doom, boom, doom, boom, doom, boom, doom, boom. Stay my blue. It's basically just the blues. But it's not so repetitive as a lot of other blues music, which is one thing I do like about him. He's got like twangly sound. It's almost like he's came up with his own little genre, Johnny Cash. When he's playing, you know it's... I mean, first of all, his voice is so distinctive, you know it's him. But also the music... Like, just growing up, when I hear a song on the... Like, you know, I Walk the Line, Ring of Fire and whatnot. You just know it's Johnny Cash. He only died at 71 years old. That's not that old. I want to know how he passed away. As far as the song goes, it's a good song, you know, nice little story. It hasn't got obviously the same emotion that Hurt's gonna do, but I do kind of want to check out I Walk the Line and Ring of Fire because I've never really dived into them, and I know them songs have got some very good hooks, which I'll be intrigued to learn to try and play myself. But let's just before we do, I want to quickly see how he passed away. It's a bit depressing, but just want to see what's all this. So much information about him. You know you're a legend when your Wikipedia page is ridiculously big. In 1997, during a trip to New York, Cash was diagnosed with neurodegenerative disease, Shy-Drager syndrome. Forgive me, guys, I suck at English. A form of multiple system atrophy. According to biographer Robert, the disease was initially misdiagnosed as Parkinson's disease, and Cash even announced to his audience that he had Parkinson's after nearly collapsing on stage. Soon afterward, his diagnosis was revised to Raygo. I think that would be how you pronounce it. And Cash was told he had about 18 months to live. What? The diagnosis was later altered again to autonomic neuropathy associated with diabetes. His illness forced him to curtail touring, and he was hospitalised in '98 with severe pneumonia. I tell you what, these misdiagnoses wouldn't have helped either. 1 minute he's being told he's got this, the next he's being told that. Now you've got 18 months to live. That will subconsciously affect you as well. Have you ever thought you've got a sore throat, and next thing you start reading, what's this? Why when I swallow does it hurt? It's just like, yeah, you might have this, you might have that, and then you start reading the worse of things, and then you're like, holy crap, and then all of a sudden it starts feeling worse. Then you go to the doctors and they tell you, mate, you got the common flu, son. Here's some lozenges, and you walk out there feeling better. A lot of it is psychological as well. I know he's actually ill, but psychologically speaking, illness can be worse just because you think it's worse. During the final stage of his career, Cash released albums. He did Hurt by 9 Inch Nails, commented that it was initially skeptical about Cash's plan to cover it, but was so impressed that he moved the rendition. Yeah, I read that, what Trent said. June died on May 15th, 2003 at 73, following complication from heart surgery. Oh, this is his wife. She had urged Cash to keep working and continue to record, completing 60 songs in the last 4 months of his life. Wow! I wonder if they premeditated, they knew he was going to pass, so just get as many songs as you can out. That's crazy. He also performed surprise shows at Carter Family Fold outside Bristol, Virginia. After June's death, Cash believed that his only reason for living was his music. At the July 5th, 2003 concert, his final public performance, before singing Ring of Fire, Cash read a statement he had written shortly before taking the stage. The spirit of June Carter overshadows me tonight with the love she had for me and the love I have for her. We connect somewhere between here and heaven. She came down for a short visit, I guess, from heaven to visit with me tonight to give me courage and inspiration like she always has. She's never been one for except courage and inspiration. I thank God for June Carter. I've heard that name. I love her with all my heart. That's sad. That's really sad. I hate it when stuff like that happens. There's many sad things in life, but do you know one of them? When a couple are so in love and, you work your whole life up until you're 70 or whatnot, and then you decide to, what do you think you're going to do when you're 70? That's when you decide to settle down with your partner and just live. Spend what you've saved and do all this. But then all of a sudden they die 3 years later. I mean, there's something in that. You spend your first life 15 years going to school, then you work until you're 70, you grafting every single day, and you go, no, we'll do that, we'll save that when we get older. And then you're 70 and you die at 73. That's, if there's ever like I say, there's something in that. And what it is don't wait. Live your life now. Young, middle-aged, whatever. Don't waste another moment. Go on that holiday. Live your life like you're going to pass away in 50 days, and live your life like you're going to live. Live half your life like you're going to pass away in 50 days, and live the other half of your life like you're going to pass away in 50 years. I mean, that's a horrible thing to say, but that's how you got to look at it, because you never know. And he worked his whole life, and then that, I mean, I'm not saying he regrets anything. I'm just saying, so it's just horrible. Anyway, not to get depressing. Jeez, why do I always do that? This is what songs can do to you guys. When you're reading things, I'm going to keep it honest with you. Hopefully you've gone away from this video and you go, you know what? After watching that Raygo video, I'm going to take my girlfriend for a meal. I know I shouldn't. I know I haven't got the money. Go and spend it, because I said so. You're allowed. Don't worry about the end of the month. You never know, bro. You might not be here. Wow, Joe, that's depressing. Jeez, guys, turn me off. Hit that like button, subscribe, but turn me off. Until next time. Damn, peace out.
Blue, Raygo blue, Raygo blue, yeah, Raygo blue.
Welcome to my Patreon. I thought today we'd react to do some exclusive stuff, you know what I mean, for you little legends only. I want you guys to tell me if this song sucks. If it does, it's gone forever.
Joe's seen something he likes. Call it
Me
the old
like it.
squatting up bosh.